G'day guys, Josh here. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. Welcome to my RMR Pickems. And as you can see, they're already picked. Yeah, I know, you guys are a bit slow, okay? You guys are a bit slow. You guys didn't come here in time. But anyways, let's go through my Pickems, okay? So just a bit of heads up, I didn't do any of the RMRs for the regions, mainly because of the fact that I was going through a lot in my life at that time. And the last thing I was thinking of is casting CSGO, okay? That wasn't giving too much stress to myself at all, but it was just like, I just had to really work on myself at that stage. So thank you guys for really understanding. I know I've been producing a lot of YouTube content, and I really appreciate all you guys watching it. Now, let's just go into stage. So let's go to my Frio OG, okay? So let's talk about why I feel like OG is going to go Frio. The main reason why I feel OG is going to go Frio is because OG has had some pretty decent landform laying up to this, as qualifying for Blast in the first seed and beating a lot of top teams. I know ESL Challenger Melbourne was pretty bad for them. There was a bit of a blip. They should have been champions of that. But overall, OG's form has been pretty solid, minus the ESL Challenger Melbourne, which I think they'll be taking more as a practice than as more of a serious event, given the fact that the caliber of teams there most likely will not be the caliber of teams they'll be versing here. And I feel OG will take care of Greyhound, and there'll be a few other teams as well to get up to that 3-0. Next up is going to be Vitality. Vitality has just been another team that's just been storming through recently as well. I wouldn't be surprised if they get 3-0 as well. Vitality is another team that's in the top tier, and they've just been in a purple patch at the moment where they've just been absolutely steamrolling teams. You got Cloud9. Cloud9 is in a bit of a lull at the moment. Like, they've been in a lull where they're not performing that great, but they should be good enough to get 3-2 or at least 3-1. I do not think they will just languish and not make the majors. I got Bad News Eagles. Bad News Eagles have been performing very, very well recently as well. The RMR performance was very good. That in BO1s and BO3s. I suspect the RMR boys, not RMR boys, the B&E boys, to be in the major once it gets to that legend stage pretty easily. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. Rigon's firing off of the orb. They got great riflers still there as well. They should easily be 3-1 or even potentially 3-0. Mouse will probably get 3-1, 3-2. I feel like Mouse are really underestimated as a team. Like, every single time, every analyst is like, Mouse, they won't make it. Mouse aren't good enough. They're too young. Young Orpa and Torzi, Dexter, Lameo, Bench Dexter. I don't know, like, seriously, some of the analysis I see, I'm like going, mate, like, they've got results on the board. They've got runs on the board now. You can't honestly be saying this team is still not good enough when they keep making a deep tournament run. They keep making a decent run with basically players that are very, very young. They're making, decently into the quarterfinals for Cologne. They got through to Europe RMRs, which are pretty hard to get through as well. They qualify for big tournaments against the playoffs. I know at the moment they're just making up the numbers and not winning championships, but they are making progress and a lot of progress as well. And I expect them to qualify for the Legend Stage Major with Dexter's to IGL. And not to mention as well, they've beaten some bogey teams in NIP, Astralis, and a few other teams like that are quite, they're formidable. They're contenders. Now we've got Outsiders. Outsiders should probably make it through this as well. Outsiders have been it's been a silent, slowly working team where they just make progress, but you don't really hear about it too much. With James the Yorp as well, and they've still got the two new additions, Fame and Nealon, have been amazing. In before I've got them wrong. I think it's actually Fame and Norbert, but anyway. But either way, before it is Fame and Norbert, but either way, Outsiders have performed incredibly well. Okay, incredibly well. They've just, one of those teams that I said, silently just making progress, and they just slowly but surely get the job done. There's no flashiness. I mean, they were joking as though, payback around when they kept getting 16-14s over and over and over again. But those are the teams that will slowly grind out matches and will win those slowly grind out matches. Furia, despite the fact that all the weaponry they have, they should be good enough to qualify for challenger stages. And I have no idea, like, in the NARMRs, where basically none of the Brazilian teams got their tickets straight to the Legend Stage, which is absolutely bewildering to me. It's just like sitting there going, like, how the hell was Liquid versus EG for that #1 seed spot? How did that happen? And, basically, really good to see from EG, actually, given the fact that EG were just pathetic the last year. Fnatic with King Mezzy, I feel like they've got a decent team around King Mezzy now. That Fnatic should actually make a tilt for the RMRs. I mean, this time around, Fnatic did qualify for the major after failing 4 times and then composure stages as well. But this time, Fnatic breezed through, no composure issues whatsoever. So I feel like Fnatic will probably breeze through the challenges as well. I feel like the biggest thing that was letting Fnatic down in the last major was its ability to close out matches. I mean, they couldn't close out BO3s against teams either, which is really, really depressing. And that's, why G2 is not in the major, because they can't close out BO3s against teams. So let's go through the other teams here as well. We've got EG. I do not think EG will get lucky and qualify for this. They had that purple patch of form in the NA scene, and then ever since, their form has just been plummeting and not being so well. Big, I feel with the team shuffle that's going on, they'll be eliminated, and they do have a new player playing for them. I think that's really, really difficult to have a change of leadership and, well, a change of leadership and a change of player, which Greyhound had, and still be able to get invited challenges, because a lot of these teams will basically pick you apart. Is it the cream of the crop of every single region? They'll pick you apart on any day if you show any sort of weakness, and I think Big is going to be, unfortunately, a part of that weakness. We got 9Z. Okay, 9Z, they're very good. I don't think they'll qualify this time around. I think they go 2 and 3, but they'll just go down fighting, basically. Game of Legion I picked to go 0 and 3 mainly is that Game of Legion made it through by the skin of their teeth, and also they have massive composure issues, but not as bad as G2, but they have massive composure issues where they can't close out games, or the games become incredibly close. A lot of these teams here are not perennial chokers, and they will make them pay for it as well. And I gotta say right now, I believe as well with Game of Legion, like, if you have all these close games, all these teams that I've chosen to advance are going to punish you, and even some of the lesser teams. Now we go to 0-0 Nation. I can say 0-0 Nation's battle against Vertex wasn't really that convincing. I mean, they won 16-12, 16-11, and Vertex had a chance and had some very, very good players as well. And I gotta say that just only a scratch above a few AU teams. And I gotta say that's not good enough in this major at the moment. You're gonna get absolutely found out if that's the case. And a lot of these European teams are squares above the AU teams. IHC, I gotta say, IHC disappointed last time. I feel like they're gonna disappoint again this time, where they'll go 0 and 3. I reckon IHC will disappoint and go 0 and 3, and it'll be a lot of almost maybes, stage fright, and that's what will happen there. The players, I gotta say, on IHC, they have the players on this team that can definitely surprise and can definitely perform. It's just they're not doing it. Okay, I don't know why, but it's just not doing it whatsoever. Imperial, I gotta say, yeah, they're just gone. Like, ESL Challenger to make us second place, but a lot of the other teams there were not really, like, at full strength, and they weren't against really good teams as well. Imperial do have a warm-up as well, but you can see they're like an Imperial getting eliminated pretty early as well. I just gotta say, I just think this team, they've got a few sparks. They did a few team changes as well, which gave them, the sparks and the players needed. I just don't think they'll go that far in the major. I think they'll just be picked off, probably be 2 and 3 or 1 and 3. That's what I recommend so far. Greyhounds, I gotta say, Greyhounds, well, I gotta say they were triumphant against, well, I think it was not Red Adam, sorry, it was JJ Hal, the Middle Eastern side, to get in here. They got swamped by HC once again, which is, well, seems to be like their bogey team. I would say Greyhound's going to go 1 and 3 or 0 and 3. Probably Greyhound's coming into this major a lot better, given the fact they're not changing to IGL, and a teammate change as well, and they've actually had practice this time, which is really, really good to hear. And the last major, if you think about it with Greyhound, they had just came back from a qualifier for an ESL tournament and then gone out to a major. They didn't actually have any practice. And also, not to mention, they switched to IGL during that time as well, which is like the perfect storm of awful events. However, I don't expect them to... Oh, God, I cracked my voice as well. I don't expect them to qualify this time around, because I feel like the standard of teams in this challenges bracket is just too good for them. I'm going to say that I reckon they'll probably beat Game of Legion. They'll probably win 2-1 against Game of Legion and go 1 and 3 or 2 and 3. This team will definitely go down fighting with Greyhound. And that's pretty much it with my Pickems, by the way, guys. Pretty much it. Hopefully we get the diamond coin, but, not holding on hope for that. And, hope you guys, you know what? You guys show me your Pickems, okay, in the comments below. Hope you guys have a great day. See you later. Bye.